us this morning is George Boussios, president of Taxi Champlain, here to talk about the ongoing taxi versus Uber debate. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So we're very pleased to get a chance to talk to you because Champlain is one of these it's one of the oldest taxi companies in Montreal, one of the most respected ones, but still you are dealing with a huge crisis right now. What do you say first and foremost to customers who say to you the taxi industry is not adapting? You're not accepting debits, you're not accepting credits. We're going where the service is. What do you say to customers?
Well, we have been slow to react. We always accepted electronic payments. Not all our cars, not all our fleet. They were giving us the choice in the day. 5-10 years ago, the government never told us we have to get it.
The government didn't tell you, but the people, the users,
it was a
were
different
saying,
time.
Yeah.
It was a different time because 10 years ago, the percentage of people using a debit card was much smaller.
Right.
So it wasn't that much of a demand. In the last few years, probably 80% are paying by plastic.
Nobody carries cash anymore.
Nobody,
yeah.
But that wasn't the case 10 years ago. We did have, we serviced downtown, hotels and other places downtown, and our drivers downtown were taking. Now, outside of the downtown core, probably not as much as we should have, because of the demand wasn't there.
So now that you feel that you have, I'm quite clear to understand that you realize now with Uber that you must change.
Well, we have realized a while back before,
yeah.
but Uber kind of made the process a little quicker.
So what is the threat then? A lot of people will say these are both car services. Why see Uber as a threat and not just a competitor?
It's not Uber, it's UberX. We have to kind of really understand it. It's not Uber. Uber is taxi drivers doing it on the side. Working for a company and trying to make an extra ride or two a day. It's UberX, and the fact of the matter is, I think there's only one real reason why they take UberX, and it's not the sparkling water in the car or anything else. It's not the background checks, because they don't. It's the fact that it's about 30% cheaper.
It is less expensive.
So we can't compete with that.
Why?
Because we can't lower prices, we can't higher prices. We have a standard price set by the Commission de Transport. They tell us what we have to charge. It's in the meter. We go every 6 months to validate our meter. We can't even be off by 5 cents. So we can't play with the price. Uber can.
Okay.
So if Uber decides today to be 30% less, yeah, people will take it. And that's, to me, that's the only reason they take them.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the fact that Uber, at least, even UberX or Uber, they're trying to standardize a service. They're trying to say these are the rules.
Trying to buy it.
Sorry?
They're trying to buy this service.
Well, they're trying to say our cars operate this way, our drivers should operate this way. The taxi industry, because you guys are different companies, from my point of view as a journalist, trying to even get, to see who the spokesperson is, seems very factioned. Do you think that the taxi industry would benefit by coming together and maybe standardizing things like the mayor is proposing?
Well, the reason probably we're in this situation is because we are competitors. And we are trying to get their customers, they're trying to get our customers. So at the end of the day, we're not working together.
Right.
Uber comes along, and I've realized in the last couple of years, we are working a little bit more together. We have a common threat right now, and that common threat is Uber and some other players. So we have to kind of work together. I'll give you a silly example. If somebody has a private stand paying, because we pay for private stands in the city, the hotels, everything else. So if I had one, some other company would go and try to overbid us. So now I have to keep it, I have to pay double the amount. So the industry was a little bit chaotic, like for that reason.
It felt really chaotic, yeah.
So we weren't working together. We damaged ourselves.
Okay.
It was our fault.
So there's a protest plan for tomorrow. Tell me very quickly about this protest and what your hopes are.
Well, we've discussed many ways of protesting. One was the way Paris did it a few months ago, violent protests of closing the streets and making people's lives a little bit when you do it chaotic, right? And usually that kind of adds to the popularity of Uber. People usually say, you know what, I can't go to work.
It has a counter effect, yeah.
But as we saw, I think in Paris a while back ago, they actually did that. They closed the city down. And the next.
So are you saying you're closing the city
down?
No,
I'm not saying we're closing the city down.
No,
we're not going to close the city down. But I think at one point, hey, the students did it for a whole summer, right? And they got what they wanted, didn't they? So at one point, we have to see what we can do to get the government to listen to us. We've been talking. We've been at the table. I don't see any progress. I don't see any progress.
Well, you're making us a little nervous about tomorrow?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think the government really has to take us a little bit more seriously and listen to us and see that the industry is suffering. And at the end of the day, I hate to say it, and I've said it before, if there's one company or two companies, these people that are happy right now taking Uber at 30%, it won't be 30% less. It won't be.
All right, George Boussios, again, president of Taxi Champlain. You're going to have to come back and tell us how that protest went.
I will.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.